So good afternoon, everybody, and my ma'am and my dear friends. So today I'm going to present about the digital computers. So in this presentation, I will be including the introduction, history, what is digital computer, characteristics of digital computers, its components, advantages and limitations. So let's come to the introduction part. So, a computer is an electronic device that can process, and output the data. So, it's a machine that can provide a variety of tasks and operations, which can range from a very simple task to the very complex task that is like the simulations and artificial intelligence. So it consists of hardware components such as CPU, memory, storage device, input and output devices, and peripherals, as well as the software are also there. So we will see one by one later on in the later slides. So what is a digital computer? So a digital computer is a system that processes the data and instructions using the binary codes that is 0 and 1 at a very high speed, performing functions like input, storage, um, control, processing, and output. So in whatever the data we are like, yeah, data, yeah, the instructions we give to the computer that is being processed, and then um, the useful information is given to the user as a output. So this is picture of a computer system that we can say. The next is the functions. Functions of a digital computer are it accepts the data. That means whatever information or instructions we give to the computer, as an input, it accepts the data. Then it acts as a storage system also. So the informations which are being input that is being stored in the computer, then data is processed as desired. We can process the data as the desired by the user. And fourth one is retrieve the stored data as and when required. So the informations which are being stored in the computer that can be retrieved as and when we required, and print the results in a desired form, and we can get the printout for our use. Then we'll see just a brief history of the computer. So way back in 19th century, mechanical devices such as the analytical engine and tabulating machines were developed. But now, whatever the modern computers as we see today were developed in the mid 20th century with the invention of transistors and development of the integrated system. That pictures also one by one we can see in the later slides. So one of the earliest and most well-known device was the abacus. So this abacus is we can use it as for the simple calculations. So it was mainly used in China and other civilizations. Then in 1822, the father of computer, Charles Babbage, began developing like the mechanical computer. So mechanical computer was the first kind of computer which was developed by the Charles Babbage. And in 1883, he actually designed the analytical, which is for the general purpose computer. So as we said, ki abacus was developed in 3000 BC. This was one of the earliest tool used for the counting basic arithmetic operations. Like the simple calculations was being done by using the abacus. Then 1617, Napier's born invented by John Napier. This device helped in multiplication and division using the Rhodes marks with the numbers after the abacus. Then next is Pascaline. In 1642, he invented basic Pascal. The Pascaline was mechanical calculator used for the addition and subtraction. Then Leibniz calculator in 1673, developed by Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz, it improved upon the Pascal's machine and could perform the multiplication as well as division. 1822, designed by Charles Babbage, that we have already discussed. 1837, analytical engine was proposed by the Charles Babbage only. So this machine is considered to be the foundation of the modern digital computers. Then if we talk about the generations of the computer, the first generation, the first generation, it is the vacuum tube computer. Second, transistor computers. The third generation is the integrate that it has got the integrated circuits. Fourth one is the VLSI, the very large scale integration. Then fifth is the ultra large scale integrations. So these are some pictures. Generation 1, ENIAC, Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer, was unveiled in 1946, the first all electronic general purpose digital computer. This is a picture of second generation, third generation, which has got the integrated circuits, fourth one, and the fifth one is the AIs. Then we'll discuss about the components of the computer. So the components of computer system, it has got three main units, that is input, output, and CPU, that is central processing unit. So here is the picture. So first we discuss about the input unit. So the input unit is used to enter the data and instructions into the computer. So here we are giving the instructions that we are putting whatever informations instructions that data we want to put in the computer, that we can do in the input system. Through the input we can do. So the computer requires the input unit to receive the data and informations, then use it to solve the problems. The user provides the computer with the data and information. So in the, like for example, the input system, the examples are the keyboard. Through the keyboard we can enter the data. Mouse is an example of the input. Scanner, microphone. For example, we say it's the keyboard. The keyboard is used to type something or input information to the computer, and it is connects to the system via a cable or wireless connection. Everybody knows about it. So how to use the keyboard, how we're going to enter the data. So there are different designs and models of the keyboards are available. Next is the mouse. Most common input devices. This is one of the most common input devices to give the instructions to the computer. So it is also connected through the cable, yeah. Wireless media also, it is also there. So the other various types of the mouse, it is like ball, optical mouse, IR mouse, radio wave mouse, etc., are also available. Next is about the light pen. So here in this light pen, the pen tip is moved over the monitor screen and pen button is pressed. So when we press the button of the pen, its photo cell sensing elements detects the screen location and sends the corresponding signal to the central processing unit. Then next input devices is scanner. It allows to transfer the picture and photographs to a computer. So we can use to scan. This can be used for scanning the pictures, scanning our assignments, images, and using software we can convert printed documents into the text which we can use in the word processor. So these are some of the there are many input devices. I think the later on class uh, the another presenter will be doing that. So again, this is the same pictures of the input, some of the input devices. Functions of input, since we have discussed in the previous slide also, that is in the input, the data which are data which we have already instructed, it is to be processed by the user. Then it converts the given data into the machine readable form. The third step is transmit the converted data into the main memory of the computer. Then second component here unit is, that is the output device. So here all the information sent to the computer once process is relieved by the user through the output units, such as through monitors, their printers, their projectors, etc. The output unit displays the data either in the form of a soft copy or in a hard copy format. The printer is for the hard copy. Monitor is for the display, so the monitor displays the information. The output unit accepts the data in a binary form from the computer. It then converts it into the readable form for the user. Some of the devices, output devices: monitor, printer, speaker, headphone, projector. Then third unit is CPU, that it stands for the central processing unit. It is called the brain of the computer because without this the processing cannot be completed. The CPU is the backbone of the computer system. All the instructions that the computer receives from the user or a set of instructions are processed by this brain. So the user, the information, the data which is being um, fit into the computer, it is processed by the CPU. Then this brain that prints out the desired result based on the instructions received from the input that the user made. So based on the informations what the user puts in the computer, so it is being processed and then result is being given from the output. The major components of the CPU are ALU, arithmetic logical unit, and control unit. So in the arithmetic logical unit, it is a major part of the computer central processing unit that handles all the central processing calculations. All the calculations, arithmetic calculations are being done by the ALU. Then coming to that control unit, the other component, that is a control unit. Uh, it is very important part of the CPU. The control unit, which coordinates and controls other functional units of the computer, is sometimes known as the CNS of the machine also. The first one, ALU, is the brain of this computer system, and this is considered to be the CNS of the central nervous system of the machine. So with the processing is being controlled by the control unit. So all the CPU functions, including the ALU operations and data flow inside the CPU, are under the direction of the control units. So the control unit, the whole process is being controlled by this unit. Then again we have memory unit. So all the data that has to be processed or has been processed is stored in the memory unit, and it acts as a hub of the data. So the datas are being stored and it is fit in the memory unit. These are being stored in the memory unit, and it transmit it to the required part of the computer whenever it is necessary. The memory unit works in sync with the CPU. So it works synchronized with the central processing unit, and it helps faster accessing the processing of the data, thus making task easier and quicker. So the datas which are being fed in the memory unit, stored in the memory unit, is we can have that data whenever the user require the data. It is again of, like, we have the primary memory and the secondary memory. So this primary memory is a, so the primary memory, this one we can say it is a temporary memory also, and it is also known as a main memory. So this type of memory cannot store a very vast amount of data, therefore it is only used to store the recent data only. The data stored in this memory is temporary, and if the lights gets off, the power gets off, then it also erases it. The data can be erased when
Okay,
the
get it.
light is off. So that's why it is called as temporary memory, or it is also known as main memory. For example, the RAM, ROM, these are the uh, primary memory. Then secondary memory. The primary memory stores temporary data, thus cannot be accessed in the future for the permanent storage. But this secondary data can be used, and secondary data can be like when the light goes off, the data doesn't erase it. So that's why it is called as permanent or the auxiliary memory. So whenever the user requires, then we can have from the secondary memory, like for example hard disk we can have. The next is the uses of the digital computers. So the computers are being used, the digital computers are used in the for the education purpose, like during the COVID times, and now also we are using the computers, digital computers only for our classes. Okay, then banking and business, hospitals, like all the records, all the patients details are being fed into the computers. So for this can be used for the communication purpose, and then entertainment purpose also we can have the digital computers, like for communications like emailing. Then characteristics of a digital computer, it works on very high speed. The first one is speed. The speed is very fast, and there's the computers like works on micro and nanoseconds. They they work so fast as compared to the humans, so it can it can replace even the work of the humans. Like some of the restaurants nowadays, instead of waiters, the robots are being served, like serve the food for the clients. So hospital also it is there. Some of the big restaurants that are being replaced, the waiters, the humans are being replaced by the robots for serving the food. Then second is accuracy. They are if we give the accurate data, yeah, the right information, so there is less chance of errors in the results. Then it has got a large storage capacity, so large amounts of millions of instructions can be stored in the computers. Then productivity, because it saves time, so we can do like many things with the help of computer. The fifth one is reliability. It gives the consistent result. If we fit the correct data, then it gives consistent results. Whenever we required, we see we will get the same results. Versatility. So this versatility, it refers to the capacity of the computer. uh, what is the capacity of the computer? So it can perform many tasks at the same time with the accuracy and efficiency. Like for example, uh, we can do many things at a time on the computer. Like you can listen to the music, yeah, you while doing your project, yeah, while doing some other things, we can see many things on the computer at a time. So the multitasking, so many tasks can be done. We can do calculations, we can search the papers from many databases at a time. So that is multitasking. For entertainment purpose also we can do it. Then the automation, the correct last is the automatic, yeah, the automation. So in this here nowadays modern people are working into the like moving towards the AI. So here the uh, programs are being fed, so the computer will work automatically by following the program which are being fed, yeah, the instructions which are being fed. So that is the automation, yeah, automatic. So the characteristics are speed, high speed, accuracy, large storage capacity. It has got good productivity, reliability, versatile, multitasking, and automatic. And it is considered to be the superpower, but then there are some limitations. Always there has got some limitations for each and everything. So in the limitations of the digital computer, first of all, it has no intelligence of its own. Like the user has to give the instructions, so the computer will work according to the user, dependent on input. That is again, the computer will give results which is totally dependent on the input, the data which are being put. No emotions or feelings like humans, and it requires electricity. Like during our class also, starting, like if the light is not there and we cannot work on the system. Vulnerability to viruses and hacking, so they are very uh, prone to get virus, or dependence on power, that is requires electricity, and it has got an environmental impact also. If we are not disposed of properly, it can uh, give very harmful to the environments. So Today we have discussed about computer, what is digital computer, the historical perspectives of computer, the components of computer, the and the advantages, these limitations, characteristics of computers. So I think you have understood about that, and if you have got any queries, you may proceed. Hello.
Yes, Jeevan. Very
Uh,
excellent presentation. And first of all, your voice is very sweet.
yes.
Am I audible?
Hello. Hello. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, excellent presentation you have given. Well done.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. So next is Deepika, I think. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am, I'm ready. So I will start
Okay.
sharing.
Yes, yes, start your presentation.
Ma'am, is my screen visible?
Yes, yes, screen is visible.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. So today's my topic of presentation is types of computer. Uh, so I myself is Deepika Kumari. I am PhD scholar of October batch in nursing department. So computer can be divided into two different types on the following basis. So we can divide computer on the basis of construction or on the basis of configuration. The constructions here means the processing power, how the computer works, on whether it works on a specific field or a specific work it is done by the computer, or we are working on various department at a time. Also, it can be divided on the basis of configuration, that is size. So starting with the basics of types of computer. On the basis of construction, it can be divided into analog, digital, and hybrid form of computer. The analog computer is the initial computer, also called as analytical computer, which was invented by Charles Babbage in 1830. Whereas digital computer in 1937, which is more focused nowadays as it is a digitalized world. Then comes the hybrid computer, which have both the specificities like analog as well as digital. Now, going on the basis of configuration, we are having microcomputer, like on the basis of size. These are the types on the basis of size: microcomputer, laptop, palm top, mainframe computer, mini frame computer, and supercomputer. Then, starting with the first type of computer, you can see the picture here. It is an analog computer, the first computer you can say, which was invented by Charles Babbage. It is an analytical machine which was invented in 1830. So analog computer is these are designed to measure the continuous electrical or physical condition such as current, voltage, flow, temperature, length or pressure. So specific condition will be measured through these computers. These computers are mostly spatial purpose computers. So purpose you can see spatial purpose computers. Also, they are designed to perform specific task, not the multiple task. The key component for analog computer is it is the operational amplifier, and the computer specificity capacity is determined by the number of amplifiers. So some examples of analog computer are wristwatches if it is a non-digital watch. Then your car speedometer, pressure measurement device, temperature measurement, fuel gauges also are considered as the analog computer examples. Certain uses of analog computer are: the output of an analog computer is often an adjustment to the control of a machine, such an adjustment to a valve that controls the flow of steam to a turbine generator. It is also used in temperature setting to control the ovens for baking. They have been widely used in simulating the operation of aircraft, nuclear power plants, and industrial chemical processes. So you all can see the uses are very specific. Each and every use is very specific. The first one is focused on the machinery on generator. The second one is to control the temperature setting for baking. And the third one is the operation controlling aircraft or nuclear power plants. So these are the specific effects. Coming towards the next type of computer on the basis of construction, that is on the basis of processing, is the digital computer. Digital computer was invented by John Vincent Etelshoff and Clifford Berry in 1937. So you can see from 1830 to 1937 we came to digital computer. Digital computer can perform a daily routine task. These are not specific like earlier, like in analog and analytical computer. Digital computers perform tasks such as writing letters, sending emails, performing calculations in an office, or creating a database to store a large amount of data. So the purpose of digital computers are they may be either spatial or journal, whereas analog computers are always spatial. Digital computers are designed to perform multiple tasks. So the key components of digital computer are these are integrated circuits, and certain examples are personal computers, laptops, mainframes, supercomputer, etc. that we will be studying later in further slides. So the uses of digital computers are word processing. The most common application that we are using in digital computers, uh, we all have made the Word files, assignments, and our PPT. So this is the most common word processing software. Then for accounting, in banks and for fees in financial department, the payroll records, the printing of paychecks, billing of customers, preparing tax returns. All these are the accounting services which are done by the digital computers. Then the keeping, like inventories and the personal files. So computer can keep the record. Nowadays we are using computer very much in the hospital services also.
Yes,
Then for the
Deepika.
industrial, so
Yes, Deepika, hold on, please. We
yes,
will
ma'am.
continue tomorrow, okay, because time is over.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
मैम मेरा नाम विनिंदर है, मेरी भी प्रेजेंटेशन थी, वो कल होगी फिर?
हाँ जी, कल यहीं से कंटिन्यू करेंगे। दीपिका, अभी आपका जितनी स्लाइड्स रह गई हैं, यू विल कवर
Ma'am.
ऑल दीज स्लाइड्स। यस,
So should I cover right now, ma'am, or we will continue in next class?
नेक्स्ट क्लास, टुमारो क्लास।
Okay, ma'am.
ओके, दीपिका, जस्ट अ मिनट।
Ma'am, my presentation is also pending.
जैस्मिन,
Jasmine.
Jasmine. Okay. After Deepika, your presentation will be tomorrow, and then Harinder, then Komal.